So spring is here. It's mid-April. Now it's -1, but snow is melting rapidly and it's time to prepare the car for summer roads. So I will start with the Renault and then I will continue. On this one we need to take off the light bar. Doesn't do any good now. As you see, it's 8 o'clock in the evening and sun is still up, and soon we go to kind of 24/7 daylight. I built this myself. This is from the junkyard. Some old lights, the roof bar from a crashed Kangoo, and then I made this electric cable. So it's two cables, one for each set of lights. And then I have made an easy quick connect here under the hood. So here I have two relays, one for each cable, some ground wires, and then I have made a proper connection to the headlight. So when I turn on the headlights, this will give a signal to the relays. And then the cables go all the way to the batteries. All lights still working. It's 3 years. I think I spent around 400 on this, 200 on the cables and the relays. So it was a very cheap. And it's perfect as work lights also. The two side ones are spreading and the two in the middle are pencil beams. So we start with the fuses so we don't get electrocuted. The only problem with these is they're horrible to get off. Don't buy these from Biltema. Satan. Då får grunting here. So. Then just take out the fuse. So. Okay. So now there is no electricity going anywhere. Here you can see I just attached this protective hose all the way. For those of you that saw my Kangoo fix, here you can see what I did in detail. So all these wires were bad. So now I have gone straight into the ECU, and when I did that I ripped exactly the whole thing. I will put in a picture. So the electric system is going under there, it's going here to the injectors, the alternator, and then there is some sensors. There is down here a lot of things, the glow plug relay. Yeah, that I got it together. That's Ja, jag hittade den felande länken. Lila svart i blåa stycket. Lila svart här. Så är ingenting. Och så trycker jag hål i kabeln. Here it's pretty simple. So we have this. So now no electricity is coming there to the relays. Now we need to disconnect the lines going to up to the lights. So then we take this. We take this one. So then we have the plus. And then here we have the ground wires going to the battery. Take out that one. and that one, and this, it doesn't do anything here anymore, so it can just hang loose. It will not. So now we need to get the cables out here. So this took a while to build, but I'm really happy how it turned out. Nothing is in the way, or everything is just plug and play every winter. This hole I drilled with this punch, or this conical drill. There was already a hole here, I just made it a bit wider. It was one of these, whatever this is for, I have no idea. You pop this loose. This is just so very easy. So now here is the inside of the fender. So now I can basically, let's be careful so you don't, there's a bit of sharp edges there. When I fish these in every year, I put a stiff cable through here, and then I attach it to one of each and drag them through. Okay. And then just to avoid hanging in, getting stuck with this, just pull it around here so it's not in the way. So there is just this hex screws, one on each side. The only problem is this hole is too small, so I need to use a bit and this wrench. It's easier with one of these. So. Okay, it's loose. And it is a bit heavy. 556. Just to prevent water from going in. And then just nip it lightly in place. Doesn't need to be hard. So between the roof and the feet you have these rubber pads. So I'm running 55 watts in all these. You can run 100, but I don't see any need. When you have 4 lights like this on the roof, you see well enough. If you don't see, you drive too fast. Okay, let's continue. Another spring day. I had to take a break yesterday. It got so late. So now I'm going to take off this light bar. So here you can see I have the bar. And then I bought these magnetic fasteners. And then the cable is routed here. And here I put a connection point if you ever want to take off only the ramp and leave the cable. But it's very easy to take off. And then the cable is routed just here. And here I put some very soft rubber hose, so it's hold just by friction. And I will show you under the hood how it looks there. Now the cable is loose. Then we can disconnect. So this is just these DT connectors. I have actually never used them before. This is the first time I take it apart. So it's this type of connector. So it's a water seal here, and maybe the paint will come off now. I think what I need to do is actually to release the bar and then maybe take one magneto at a time. It's such a difference to have the light on the roof The previous owner had it in the front, but as soon as you get a bit snow on the edges of the road, then the light just gets stuck on the road. But here when you drive you want to see wild animals and so on. When you have it here then you light above, so you see into the forest. Come on. So this is a supervision. We were actually planning to buy a cheaper one, but then the company contacted us and said that they were out of stock, and if we want to we can get this 2000 krona more expensive one. So we were like, yeah, why not? Very good light. Can really recommend supervision. I think you can see in my winter video, then I'm driving with this and putting it on and off. Made a homemade extraction tool. It's just a clothing hook. So, whoop, that went easy. Seems like the doesn't rip the paint. Thank God. So nice now when the sun is out in spring. The air is around 3-4 plus, but the sun is warming so much. In winter the sun stops warming from like November to February, I would say. Beginning of March, then it starts to get warm again. Here you can see the previous owner had the bar here, but when he put it here he cut a hole in the grill. So I made this from a IKEA drawer. It worked pretty nice, but the problem was he had put the electrics in such a way that I had to take down the whole front. So this is a 2.2 turbo diesel, and it has 204 horsepower, but it only runs on around 0.55 liter per 10 kilometer, which is amazing for a car that weighs 2 tons. Very good engine. But now recently we had to change the crank seal. That was very expensive. Now we are getting guests here. I got some visitors, but now I'm back. So the cable is running now here, and then here is just with this. In Swedish we call them cat stranglers, kattstrypare. And then it goes down here. I realize one thing, I have actually not taken the fuse out. So there, no power anymore. They recommended a 25 amp fuse, so this is dragging around 200, I think, 200 watts. So, one nice bundle. And then, I mean, there is nothing here, so I think it can just lie there. So the next thing on my list is to take the stud tires off and put on summer tires. In Sweden we usually run stud tires in winter. But for this one I have ordered new ones. So the summer rims are in the workshop, but for these two I need to change. So the ground is pretty soft now, but here I have always a hard spot. It is perfect to lift now to change the tires. parking brake and gear in. Let's go. So these tires don't have any rotational pattern, so doesn't matter where I put them. So I put the best tires in front because there they weigh the most. So it was 9.5 and 9 millimeter, very small difference. And here is some semi-hard plastic that I put the floor jack on now when it is gravel. Works super nice. I've used it for many years. I'm just checking that they actually come loose before I lift it. And then this one has spacer rings. And you probably see now that I don't have any safety. So, I mean, I'm trying to do this fast. This is new. I never get close to being squeezed. I put in the ring. So, and then I torque them to spec after I have changed all four. So, now it's done. I will just release the handbrake and roll it a bit back. Let it sit, and then I will torque. Check the air pressure, take it for a drive, and then it's done. Then it's on to the next one. Yeah, they said in the book 175 Newton meter. On the Citroen that weighs the same, it's 100. It's also a 5 lug. So no, it's pretty extreme. On the other hand, that's on the original rims. This is aftermarket rims. Okay, next one. Here you can see the air pressure is low. The cable was too short. I will move it forward and then it can charge the battery a bit. Less than 2. Too short anyway. Okay, let's take it for a spin. So far so good, no weird sounds. I think there is a bushing in the somewhere in the spindle or something that is starting to go bad. It's a bit of gloop gloop, but doesn't feel any weed from the tires. I will turn around and get back to the farm. called Falcon, but when you read the print it says Sumitomo tires. So this one doesn't really have any good point under. So the best is to lift in this point where you should have the original deck. Funny, the Mercedes was 17 millimeter. This one is 19. I don't like the idea of lifting in this, but there is a square piece holding this to the body behind, so I will lift in that instead. I remember on this one, okay. On this one there is one hub that is very tight. Let's see which one it is. Okay. Yeah, this brake drum has seen better days. And was all on the road. I think this summer I will change these drums. I'm starting to get... I mean, they passed the inspection, but when we moved here 3 years ago, this strut to the other side, it started leaking. I had rolled in the car in the garage, and all of a sudden there was a big pool of oil under the car. And I was like, what the fuck, how can it leak oil under the car? Then it was one of these. So this one actually have new struts all the way around, and there I changed the whole with the spring and everything. Okay, one side done, eller one wheel done. This is the one that is stuck. I think the previous owner of these rims, he put paint here and I grind, but I think I didn't grind enough. Up and down. as you saw, a lot of tension. Okay, so this one should be around 100 Newton. Oi, torque. I think the Ryobi already torqued that one. I need to double check this one. Yeah, 110. Yeah, and very important to drive a few kilometers, 50 kilometers maybe, and then re-torque everything. And then always when using a torque wrench, if you want to keep the spring as long as possible, release the tension. So, no tension in there. Okay, and then check some air pressures. I don't remember what I had in this one, but I think it should be on the tires it said 55 psi. But that's 3.5 bar. I think I put around 2.5. They are so hard, these tires. I'm very seldom driving this car with any high load. Two and a half. Can just add here that on winter tires you usually have a rotation pattern. So then you can see here it says rotation. But I never mark which tire was where. Instead, every season I measure the tread pattern and I put the best tires in the front, because you always want to steer. And here you can see a typical stud tire pattern. So you have this, I don't know what they're called, but these lines makes the rubber very flexible. And then we have studs, usually here in Sweden. And you see these are still in pretty good condition. I would say 7-8 millimeter still on them. But this damn road salt is eating the rims. So here in Sweden you need to pay for your garbage. You see we have those trash cans there. So you pay per kilo. So the more you can sort out and recycle, the better. And of course it feels nice to recycle. So we use this as the recycling storage. So I will take the opportunity to go and recycle this now. I'm remembering my good old day as a mailman. That was what I did every day. Okay, let's see how it runs. If you hear any weird sound, it's just recycling cans. Oh. Okay, let's see how it feels on the asphalt or pavement. Finally on the pavement road. No cars there. No cars there. Just the dash that is vibrating a bit. I love this car. You have such a good view from the cabin. Takes almost no fuel, like a half liter, 0.5 liter per 10 kilometer. I don't know what it's in miles per gallon, but it's really amazing. After I fixed that electrical issue, it has basically just ran. So now here we have a typical Swedish recycling station. Oh, it's so bumpy. So here is how it looks. And you have bins for glass, metal, plastic, cardboard. And you sort everything here. Batteries in that red box. And down here you have wind and river. You can see it haven't de-iced yet. It's still frozen. Some parts have de-iced. Here. And it's now 21 of April, so I don't remember how it was last year, but I think the river had de-iced by now. Very beautiful sunset now. It was. Let's see if we can see it again. So it's not now many weeks until we have light all day around. So as you saw, it's now 20 past 8 in the evening. So beautiful when it goes down the horizon. Yeah, and here you can see better how much snow we have left. In 2 months we should have midsummer, like the middle of the summer. But it goes really fast now when it's melting. It becomes this slush and then it just disappears. Yeah, that was that. Summer tires on this one, summer tires on that one. I hope you liked the video. See you on the next one. Bye bye. So I was editing the video and then they called from the workshop and said that the tires was ready for the Citroen. So I was like, oh yeah, but then I can squeeze that into the video. But then this happened. Winter came back. I think it has to run winter tires for a while longer.